Hey everyone, welcome to Wine and Real Estate.
Bonjour, bienvenue au vin et immobilier.
So we're excited tonight. We have some great guests coming on in a few minutes, and we're going to be talking about social media, marketing for real estate investors and real estate investments, just a variety of things. So exciting times. And yeah, what are we drinking tonight, Jennifer? What did you pour me? Poison?
It's just a Shiraz.
A Shiraz, woohoo!
Yes.
So yeah, it needs to be aerated.
Yes.
So the swirl, of course. Hello, I think it's Mathieu watching us.
Hello.
Made Up Partners, we had a great chat with you last week.
Yes,
Already
we're
a
investing
week.
in the States.
And we're actually, we're looking at some American options, I think, in the future. So yeah, we'll have to stay in touch. And now today we're talking with other investors from Ontario. I think they're from London, Ontario, so we're going to have to ask them.
Yes, Tiffany and Matt.
Yeah.
So they're real estate investors, and they are also brand ambassadors for real estate investors. So I'm really looking forward to hearing what they have to say about marketing your real estate investing brand, and also about what they're doing and where they're investing and what kind of wine they drink.
Exactly. So yeah, see you later, Matt. So yeah,
Yes,
Zoom calls. It's life in 2020. I almost said 2021, but
Oh my goodness.
it's a Zoom life. Anyway. So looking forward to this conversation. Next week as well, we have another exciting guest. So Charlie, and he does commercial lending. So can't wait to hear more about that.
Yes.
We're going to follow it up as well the following week, December 15th, with someone that does commercial real estate. So another nice topic. Works hand in hand with commercial lending, commercial real estate. I think he does multifamily as well. So some interesting stats, and I can't wait to hear more about that. And another note, since we have a few minutes here, so Jennifer is going to be sad. I'm actually heading out to New Brunswick in person to self-isolate within 2 of our rental units to do renovations. So it will be according to law, so I'm going to stay indoors. I did get my permit to go into the province of New Brunswick. I'm going to have all the materials delivered, and I'm going to be painting and cleaning walls and lots of fun ripping out things, and without my usual team. Usually our kids are helping out, and
Yes.
anyway,
It's very complicated to go to New Brunswick right now with the whole COVID situation. So that's why we are sending Francois by himself.
yeah,
But anyway.
can't wait to sleep on an air mattress. It's going to be lots of fun. There's Tiffany joining us in a few seconds.
Let's see Legacy Home Investments, John and Amanda, hello.
Hey guys, you also have some properties in New Brunswick. Hopefully I don't stay 14 days, but if I do, I'll have to swing by Bonaventure and maybe take some pictures for you. But I'm hoping I'm not staying that long, so then I'm not allowed out. I can just leave and that's it. So hi, Alvin.
Then he won't be allowed back either.
No. So Jennifer will kick me out.
Yes.
So yeah, Tiffany, if you're watching us, it has to be on your phone. I think I forgot to mention to join live, so I'm not sure if you're trying from a computer. Normally we do a tech check, but I forgot. I apologize. That's why I'm being sent to New Brunswick to paint.
Yes.
It's my punishment.
So we'll just give Tiffany a few more minutes. So yes, I'm looking forward to actually making money in New Brunswick. Get those renovations done.
So Alvin's asking about my retirement. So I'm going to be celebrating. Yeah, I think it's been crazier than before. So.
Oh.
Good evening.
Hello, Matt and Tiffany. Oh. I think you guys are frozen.
So nice.
Hello.
Good evening, I'm Francois.
Jennifer.
Jennifer.
Nice meeting you guys.
Hello. Nice meeting you guys. We're so excited.
Oh, great.
We're just gonna...
You just have like these really nice smiles that we see, and your faces are frozen, and we see the little round thing going around and around.
We'll give it a minute. The internet.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's the snow out here in Ottawa.
Yes,
Yeah.
you guys have quite a bit of snow. I don't know how about you in London.
It's actually rainy today.
Okay, so no snow on the ground yet?
No, it was this weekend and now it's all melted away.
Oh, okay.
We have about this much, so
Yes.
Wow.
yeah,
About 6 to 8 inches right now.
the North Pole, you know.
Yeah. Spirit of Christmas.
Yes,
Yes.
it does get you Christmas mood, and
Yeah.
it is only 1 month until Christmas.
That's it. Yeah, salud.
Yes.
So are you guys drinking anything tonight?
Yes, are you drinking
Yeah.
anything?
Yeah, so we got a bottle called Fielding, and it's a Cabernet. So
Okay.
this is from Niagara. And when we first started dating, we lived in Hamilton, and a lot of our dates were out in the Niagara wineries, and
Oh.
Fielding was our favorite winery. And so I thought it would be fun to reminisce about our dating lives.
Oh, that's so nice. That's
Yeah.
so funny. I'm from St. Thomas, which is near London.
Yeah.
So we also lived in London for a while and lived in Hamilton for a while.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, great.
Yes,
So-
in our younger years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've been in London about 9 years. Mhm.
Oh,
9
okay.
years. Which part of London?
We're in the north end of London.
Okay.
Yeah.
We used to live in Westmount, and we lived Westmount and Huron Heights. So because we went to Fanshawe College, so
Yeah.
we
Okay.
did a bit of both.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure the internet's still lagging. I don't know if you want to log in and out. I don't know if it helps, or can you see us okay?
Yes, hear us so well?
Yep.
Yeah, we can. So
Yeah, okay, good. Okay, good. So, do you want to tell us just a little bit about yourselves? Because François was saying that you guys do real estate investing, but you also do branding and marketing for real estate investors. So, I'd love to hear about that.
Yeah. We're excited to talk about it. Yeah.
Sorry.
yeah, sure. So just let us know if it's lagging really bad, we can try it.
Yeah.
I'm
maybe-
sorry.
Maybe
Is
we'll
it?
let you out and then come back in. Sometimes
Okay,
it fixes
let's
the
do that.
problem. So
Yes.
we're gonna boot you out and come back in a second, maybe.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so technology, sometimes it's fun.
And sometimes it's not.
Yes. And we can't wait to hear the story. This
Yes.
is exciting, and we have
But
a lot
it
in
really
common.
was. I don't know if everybody else is hearing it like they were, but it was very like robotic and couldn't hear anything.
Maybe they're robots. Are you guys robots?
Oh, sorry.
Just being
Oh,
stupid,
my
it's the
goodness.
wine, you know. Maybe it's a chat bot and they don't exist.
Oh my goodness.
The things I say. Ah, there you go. So they're trying to connect again.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Hopefully that's a little bit better.
nice smile again.
Hopefully that's better.
Not much better, unfortunately.
Is it working?
Are you close
Is
to
it
your
working, or
router?
are we
Is
lagging?
it a better spot in your house, or
Still lagging?
yeah?
Yes.
Sorry, guys. We
Maybe
don't want
that's
to
what I
be
was
picky
thinking.
or anything.
Maybe
We'll try something different.
Okay, well maybe. Yeah, no, it's too laggy. Yeah.
So we're enjoying a nice Shiraz, and I am enjoying retirement. Alvin, I'm not sure if he's still on, but it's been crazier than working. All kinds of things going on. Trip to New Brunswick now during COVID, so I have to isolate for 2 weeks. Hopefully I don't stay 2 weeks, so I can just isolate in the province and then come straight back.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. I have to have everything delivered. I might be doing some work like you've done. So anyway, we're just waiting for Tiffany to come back and see
Tiffany and Matt.
what's going to happen. Yes. So exciting stuff. Yeah, you're still working on your project. So yeah, we should have you on and see if you use that Lowe's card. So there's no Lowe's in Moncton, so I'm going to have to go back to Home Depot.
Mm-hmm.
But it's great because, again, Home Depot is similar to Lowe's. You can finance your material, have it delivered. So it's quite
Especially with
good.
COVID, you're going to have everything delivered.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, exciting times, and we love doing this wine and real estate live on Instagram. Usually we have a good result. I'm not sure what's happening with technology. Like I said, maybe it's the snow in Ottawa, but
yes, or the rain in London.
the rain. Yeah, that must be it. It's the rain.
Oh my goodness.
Got Home Depot working on Lowe's. Woo. Yeah, I know they do price match too. I think they still do. So that's a great tip too. Sometimes you're able to bring your receipts and get the stores to compete on materials and pricing. So
yeah, you might as well take advantage when you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
Okay, we're back in. Does it sound better now?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. We'll have to roll with that.
Anyway, and it's not robotic.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, yeah. Hopefully we can roll with it. So, but yeah, you're asking about our where we're at and kind of a bit about us.
Yeah, so a little bit about what you do, what you're investing in, and about your real estate investment marketing as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we're in London, Ontario. We've been here for about 8 years. So we bought a home when we first moved here for ourselves, but we got into rental properties in 2017, so about 3 years ago. Yeah, and then we've been doing that.
At first, it was just like the one. Like we just wanted to get one rental, and it sort of snowballed from there.
Yeah.
Got the real estate itch.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah, get stung. It's like traveling. People like start enjoying it. You see, you can earn some cash flow and build some wealth with reasonable efforts. I mean, it's not easy, but it can be fairly easy sometimes. It's not
Still
too
wouldn't
bad.
call it passive income like they do in the accounting.
No.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
And so it was Matt's thing. He really wanted it. He did all the research. He had to take a lot of convincing to get me on board. At the time, we had 4 kids under 5.
Oh boy,
that's brave.
And I said, okay, if this is something you want to do, I have to have 0 input. Like, I have 4 kids. I cannot, you cannot say anything about what's going on. It's all you. And now, it's completely different.
Yeah.
So I don't know how did we get from 1 to.
Well, yeah, I think for us and even for myself, I think a lot of people have this where they, at least my upbringing, it was a middle class. I had a good I didn't grow up, and so I just try to kind of replicate that. But I was 30, 35, and I got a job at the city. Manager there, and I just thought okay, I've got paid now. But then after a little bit, I kind of realized I'm I just kind of wired to kind of keep doing more and wanting to see what's the next challenge. And then I also kind of had a brief moment of not panic, but I was just okay, with having 4 kids, it's when they go to university or get married or those kind of things, or just any of those kind of extra things you want. I was how, our job covers our bills and stuff, but what something beyond that, right? So I actually drove, I'll tell you this, I drove Uber for a while just to try to do something extra, but I realized I was just trading time for money, and it just, not even that much money, right? So I was just so that didn't work, and then, for what I wanted, and then I got to the point where I was hey, let's buy our first rental, and whether it, even if it fails, I'd rather do it and not have it work out than not try it at all, right? So that's where we were at. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So are you guys also investing in the London, Ontario market, or are you investing other?
Yeah. So we have 5 rentals in London, and then London's been very hot. We're still looking for rentals in London, but we've branched out a little bit. So we do have a property in Brantford, kind of between London and Hamilton, and then one in Sarnia as well. So we're looking at those 2 markets as well to expand it a little bit. But yeah, London's our primary market.
It's more secondary markets. That's our strength. We don't like primary markets like Ottawa. We do buy, but we love secondary markets because there's so much space for a lift. Usually the entry price point is lower, and the price versus the rent roll that you're able to command is much better. So
Yeah,
we like those.
that's definitely what we're looking at with Sarnia. Is like it's a lower price point, but the rents aren't that different than London, right? So the tenant profile is a little different, but it's
Yes.
Yes.
but it's
That
but
comes with the territory.
yeah,
That comes with the price.
yeah. So that's a new thing this year that we're looking at. So we had bought a property per year up until this year. So we bought 2017, 2018, 2019, we had 3. And then this past year we hired a coach, and we kind of just tried to treat it more as a business. And Tiff was always kind of my thing, and then Tiff joined on this year too. And then this year we bought 4 properties in 2020. So we're trying to do a lot more. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Congrats. Who's your coach? Can we ask?
Yeah, sure. It's so his name's Corey McKinnon. So he's yeah. So he's been great, and then that's allowed us to connect in. He has a lot of other students that are doing a lot of great things too. So we've connected with them. We were at a mastermind event, things like that just really help to kind of look at what's possible, right? So expand your mindset.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the mindset. That's something we constantly need to work on. Like at first, it's kind of like private lending, borrowing, like $25,000 seems like a lot. Then 50 seems like a lot. Then 100, then 200, then 500, and then $1 million, then a few millions. It's all numbers and just making sure you have the right plan and the exit strategies. And yeah, like Jennifer and I at first were like, oh, can we ask for this much? No, there's no way. Now it's like, oh, it's just numbers. If the plan supports it, we're good with it.
Yeah, you have to have a good plan.
Yeah, no, that's right.
So what are you guys doing marketing wise? I know that François showed me, I think it's Tiffany's Instagram. It's quite nice.
It is. We need to ramp up our game.
We need to do something with our Instagram.
It's quite sad.
Well, the great thing that we found with real estate investing is that we both bring like different things to the table. So he is very analytical, deal finding, numbers wise, connecting with people, and whereas my strengths come with organization, creativity, and sort of that aspect. So together we sort of bring all the pieces together. And one of the things that I really love about the real estate world is that everyone is so giving with sort of their knowledge and sort of what they know. And I was like following all these different real estate, and they're giving back knowledge, and I was like, oh, that's Matt's thing. That's not my wheelhouse. And really trying to figure out like how could I kind of add to the real estate world. And Instagram has been like a really great creative outlet for myself, and a really great way for us to bring our business onto Instagram. And I found other real estate companies that wanted to like learn about sort of how do I take my real estate business and sort of market it on Instagram. So I've sort of just kind of seen that need and trying to create ways that I can add value back to other real estate investors. So sort of in the beginning stages of that aspect. But yeah, it's been really fun to like use my creativity and my strengths and share it with others and give back as well. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's so true. And you're right. A lot of people do, like I find in the real estate investor kind of community, they are sharing their knowledge, and it's like fun to help out other people have success in their lives as well.
Yeah, raise others, and yeah, it's such a giving community. It's so unusual. We actually come from an interior design background where it's very cutthroat. So it's for each their own, and you step on others to be successful. So anyway, that's normally like
Mm-hmm.
horrible.
So it's a nice change.
So, that's quite a change. I know like there's some good, nice interior designers.
Yes.
I think we were nice when we worked
Yeah.
in business, I hope. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
so it's nice, a nice change of pace. People are giving and helping, and we're kind of competing, but we're growing together as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, it goes back to that mindset piece you were talking about just a minute ago, right? And I think it's like if your mindset is that you kind of want everything for yourself and it's just, you know, and that's one of the first things our coach talked to us is like you can have like the whole grape or half of a watermelon or that kind of a thing, right? But it's
Yeah.
just the idea that you know, if you kind of share and put stuff out there and you kind of, you know, get that back usually, right? But yeah, I don't know. Like Tip was saying, I'm more relationally driven. It's like, and that's true. And a lot of the times, like I remember, like in university, I just like loved like connecting with people, having conversations, like sharing ideas, that kind of thing. And I feel like since in the last couple of years that we've got back and like or got into real estate, it kind of reminds me of that, where it's like we'll go to different networking events or we'll chat with different people or you chat like this, and you just great, like to connect, share ideas, hear what other people are doing. And it's like, yeah, there's more than enough deals. There's more than enough, you know, whatever you need out there, right? So it's
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I love hearing about people in other markets. Like London is not our market, southwestern Ontario. We could go there because Jennifer's parents are still there. We even tried on a building, but it's a different, you guys do things a bit differently, and it's nice to see a different flavor, different trends and stuff. Like that's the interior design thing. You see different things going on. And we have properties in New Brunswick. I was talking about that just before you came on. It's a whole different world, New Brunswick. It's just, there's different ways, and it's enriching, so I enjoy it. Some of it, not all of it. But
It's hard getting to East Coast time, that's for sure.
yeah, that's the big change.
So you're a long distance landlord then. So that's a different. We're getting a little taste of that with like not as quite as far, but Brantford and Sarnia, it's like not just where you can just drive over there in 10 minutes.
Yes. Are you managing the Sarnia and the Brantford properties yourself, or did you outsource the property management?
So right now the plan is to put them on property management, but they're both properties that we bought that needed work. So we're going to look to like unlock the value first, and then in a year or two put them over to property management. So there'll be a little bit of back and forth in the first year or two to do that. But even with those, like in London, we're more active. Like we general GC a renovation project in London and bring in different trades, electricians, plumbers, that kind of thing. I think for the Brantford and Sarnia ones, we're gonna just find a great general contractor, and just have them take the lead on a lot of those things. So we'll pay a little more, but we won't be going back and forth as much. So those are some of the trade-offs you got to kind of think about.
But it's worth money as well, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
How much is your time away from your family and things like that?
Yeah, that's it. Because we got into real estate, you know, for freedom as part of it, right? Like time and right. But there are some sacrifices you make in the short term, and you have to you're always kind of like, I don't know if balance is the right word, but there's just different times where you got to lean in and be more. So right now we are trying to grow. So we know there's going to be times we got to sacrifice a little bit, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, you don't want to sacrifice too much. So we're trying to balance those out, right? And so that ebbs and flows, right? So we're something you're always trying to kind of work with.
So are you guys doing this full time now, or is that what you're hoping to do eventually?
So right now, so I work full time at the City of London, facilities manager there. So and I plan to keep doing that. It's like kind of so I'm kind of trying to do the best, or kind of try to have my toe in both. So that's kind of our like steady income, and then started doing this on the side. But then as we're growing it, then Tiff was working part time, and then with COVID that changed. So now she's basically doing that full time. So now we're in the process of trying to like delegate or just have Tiff take on things that I used to do, or do that. Yeah.
So we're trying to figure out what we're good at and what sort of like what he should be doing, what I should be doing, and trying to like figure out what the best balance is in regards to that.
Yeah, where do you add the most value? That's my my biggest question all the time. And
yeah,
am I adding value? That's Andrew Hines, the real estate podcast. I don't know if you guys listen to him, but he always says, where do I add the most value? So for me, it's not accounting.
Okay. All right. Yeah. 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 So it is interesting. And then, I mean, our last project I used to work in construction, like building kitchens and bathrooms coming out of university for about 10 years or so. But so I always kind of feel like and I've been out of it for, about 10 years now too. So I always kind of feel like I can go back and pick up where I left off, and I'll just it'll just be natural, but it doesn't always work out that way. So, because you do lose the touch, but then I'm also like what you're saying, like it's like just because you can do something doesn't always mean you should do it as well, right? So, so I have the last project. I won't show it out too much, but I hit my finger, so it's like my so I cracked the nail and everything or something. It was just so now it's my reminder for the next however long it takes to grow back. It's like, Matt, just focus on the what you should be doing, right? And don't.
Yeah, what you should.
Because that's what happens.
Yeah.
So, do you guys have a good social media tip for real estate investors?
Yeah. So, I think the biggest thing is that real estate investors should be focusing on having a brand and a strategy. I feel like those are two things that a lot of people kind of forget about. We sort of think social media is kind of a personal thing, or we take it as a spot to consume. And I kind of like to talk about it from going from a consumer to a creator. It's kind of changing your mindset on what social media is doing. So I always like to say there's 3 ways or 3 steps that you should be kind of looking at your social media. So number 1 would be strategy. So knowing who you're speaking to and why you're posting. Number 2 would be planning. So always having set plan and content strategy is very important, not just sort of waking up and going, what am I going to post today? And the 3rd thing would be action. Consistency is very key. Knowing when you're going to be posting and keeping track with that. So strategy, planning, and action would be the top 3 that I kind of focus on in regards to social media.
So Tiff is definitely way more active on social than I am.
We're kind of polar opposites if you look at our social media accounts.
Yeah. But so I know it's something that I should do and could do, right? So that's something I'm kind of looking to do as well going forward. But the one thing as I had a hard time because I was just trying to think about how do you start posting, or what do you post about, and what's So Tiff was kind of walking me through, and it's if you kind of had this matrix, it was basically putting the month out there and then plugging in what you're gonna post about, and then just thinking you were saying, well, who's the person? Have an avatar, or have someone you're thinking about in the back of your mind, that person you're trying to help.
Who are you speaking to?
Who are you speaking to? Instead of trying to speak to. So I was like, oh, okay, I can start to wrap my head around that, but. So yeah, it's always something that'll be my challenge to try to keep up. Yeah.
And not to mention, it makes a great acronym: SPA, strategy, planning, action.
There you
go. Go to the
drink
spa.
to that. Drink to
that. Yeah.
So that's awesome. So yeah, Tiffany, we should talk then, because I actually I retired. I quit my day job 9 to 5 a few weeks ago, and now I focus full time on real estate. But also I work with the right club, so the Real Estate Investment Training and Education Club with Sarah Larby, Alfonso Salemi, Danielle Saint-Jean, Laurel Simmons. And I meet tons of people on a daily, I don't meet them in person, but virtually. And they're all investors, and a lot of them need
They
social.
figured that out. It's 2020.
Yeah, you know, like it's the wine, I guess. But they need, a lot of them want and are looking for people to help them with their social media. So we should see. I don't know, is this something you do for people, like a strategy or?
Yeah,
So,
sure. Like I offer different packages for different ways that people are looking to grow, and social media audits and content strategy plans. So,
Oh,
cool.
that's great.
So yeah, this could be very good, because people come to me and ask me. Well, they ask me for money. That's usually number one. So do you have money to lend? And then social media stuff. Do you know people that can help, that can manage communities or help build a strategy, things like that? So this is really good. So a resource here to those listening tonight, and when this is turned into a podcast, like, this is great. So
Yeah,
Tiffany,
so let us know, Tiffany, where can you be found?
yeah, so on Instagram, tiffany.byl is my Instagram handle. And in my bio, there's all the information and links in my bio to figure out more information.
Byl is BYL.
yeah, we weren't sure how to say it because Jennifer's last maiden name was Bill, Bill. We're like, is it Bill, Bile? I'm not sure. So.
It's a Dutch name, so yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
Cool. And I noticed there's a lot of yellow, so yellow must be one of the colors.
So yeah, that's the branding, like finding your color. And so I want my page to be a place of cheerfulness and positivity. So yellow represents that. So it's very intentional color.
That's great.
And it really shows. Like when you see it, it's nice and bright and happy. It makes me think, do you know Sue B. Zimmerman? She's the Instagram queen, and like really nice colors, but yours is nice with the yellow. It's
it really stands out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need a theme. We need a color.
We need a theme.
I like all the colors. That's my
Yeah, it's possible we could never pick just one color. That would be way too hard for him to do.
If I can pick them all, then I'm happy.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just do rainbows everywhere.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, isn't that the whole theme for 2020 anyway? Is rainbows.
Yeah, I
So
think.
do you want to tell us maybe about your favorite deal? Like, what's the favorite deal that you've done, and maybe tell us a little bit about it. Like, why was it your favorite deal? Is it because it cash flows well? Is it because it was a good deal?
Good challenge, or
a good challenge?
You put rainbows everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like, well, I think the hardest deal is the first one. That wasn't our best deal, but I think like there's a muscle you learn from like just pulling the trigger, and you're kind of like, holy crap, what did I just do? And then you kind of start to see it work, and then you're like, oh yeah, like, this is actually pretty good. So, but as far as our best deal, I would say like every deal got a little bit better. I think maybe our third one was the one that I really started to like figure out the
sweet spot.
Yeah, I think so. So like that one was a duplex that we bought off market, and we started to kind of connect. So we bought well on it. So we bought that one for $258, and then renovated it. The renovations like even went a little bit over what I thought they would, but I think we did like as you go into a project, sometimes there's some strategic renos that like while you're in there, right, you might as well.
Yeah, you keep going when the wall's open.
Yeah, and then it paid off. So like basically we had a property like in the end, like it reappraised at the end for about $440.
Wow.
So once we were done with it, we were able to pull our down payment and our renovation costs back out. So that really like turned the light on where we were looking at like, oh, okay, like we can, add properties, and like that allows you to keep going, right? Because the first property we bought, we basically just bought it with no real plan for any other future properties. But if you can recycle your money and pull it back out, like that's where you can really start to scale, and that was kind of a light bulb moment for us, right? To realize that. So that was
like that real learning curve all of a sudden.
Yeah.
That's
so
great.
It really opened up possibilities so every deal's been a little bit different, and some have made sense for other reasons. So, but that was probably like the best one as far as just being able to like immediately or within,
and being our first like BRRRR strategy.
Yeah, which is
was,
great.
And seeing how that works was really exciting for us.
Well, it's such a great example because you got to pull out your initial investment and your renovation investment.
Yeah, you just keep going and going.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's where we made a lot of our mistakes, is we kept buying and not refinance, not pull out any money, and it just sat in the deal, and then, oh, we're stuck. Well, I wonder why. All the money's there. So that's why.
It took us a little while to learn.
And again, going back to mindset, we didn't think, oh, well, we bought it, we fixed it, we can't do anything else, but you can refinance and you can do things. So we didn't know about that. So
yeah, we learned it more recently.
Yes.
So what do you guys are thinking about doing in 2021?
So we're thinking about, we want to basically like continue to, like, we're in growth mode right now, so we want to continue to add properties. We want to add, so anytime I look to add a property, I have a little like spreadsheet that I like to see like what I can offer on it, but basically it's along the same lines of doing those strategic renovations. So I'm looking for a property that can add value to.
What kind of properties do you guys invest in? Is it always duplexes or do you do singles or bungalows or?
Yeah, usually like two to four units is kind of our sweet spot right now. I think eventually we might do more units, but right now that's kind of what we're trying to like continue to do those. Just kind of keeping it simple, get in, get out quickly, and continue to like build that. And so, yeah, I think it's properties that we could do strategic renos to. The metric I kind of use is I try not to leave more than about 15,000 in any property that we like after we do the. So they're not always going to be perfect, right? But I kind of try to like at least plan from that from the start, and then just, you know, it might work out better or worse, right? But kind of somewhere around that range is where I try to land.
Oh, that's a great strategy.
Yeah, we should we should work on that one.
It doesn't always work out that way, but that's the plan. Yeah.
No, but it's a good place to start, like you said, and if you can get to that place where you always have just 15,000 or less in the deal, then great.
Yeah.
And sometimes it doesn't work out, and it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
One crazy thing we learned from our accountant, and that's something I'd like to do eventually, is becoming a mortgage virgin. So it's crazy. It doesn't quite make sense, but anyway, what she taught us is, let's say you buy a property and you qualify for it yourself.
Yeah.
Did you listen to it? No.
Yeah.
You did. Okay. So
that way I'll correct him when he doesn't say it right.
You'll know why accounting is not my forte. But anyway, you buy a property, you qualify for the mortgage, you put the down payment and all that. You renovate, you do the BRRRR like you did, but you have a corporation. So you joint venture with your corporation. So your corporation is the owner, the beneficial owner of the property, and then you refinance with a credit union or some other institution.
Yeah.
And then
that lends to corporation.
Yes. So that's why I needed you. So it lends to the corporation, and then you transfer the title to the corporation
without paying land transfer tax,
because you had that joint venture in place with your own corporation from day one, and then
it frees up your credits.
So you can do it again and again. So you're burning your credit in essence. You probably can do it like 5-6 times, but still that's 5-6 extra times. So
yeah, that's interesting. And then that might free up your like debt to service ratio too. Because that's one thing. That's that's what I'm just trying to work out now, is that like the first property we bought that. So basically, what we do a lot of our mortgages with Scotiabank, like one of the top. So they, we talked to them. So they're basically saying, you know, your rent's got to cover like twice the mortgage payment, otherwise it starts to hit your debt to service ratio. So, so the first property we bought was just a single family home, right? So then it's a great like hands-off property. Like we love it as a rental, but it like hurts our debt to service ratio. So then it's like, okay, maybe we got to consider selling that at some point, because, you know, then it might hold us back from being able to buy more properties in the future. So if we sold that one, we could buy 2 other ones that are like multi-family properties. So
yeah, flex.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So yeah, it's always something you got to kind of sort. But that's an interesting strategy to kind of get around that too. So Hadn't heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she mentioned Meridian. I'm sure there's Meridian in London and area. There's a few of them in Ottawa. There's a few all across Ontario, and they do that sort of deal. So it's just you have to have it in place pretty much when you purchase. So can't be retroactive.
The corporation, you can't do it afterwards.
Yeah.
So do you have any final advice or a little tidbit that you'd like to share about real estate investing?
That's a good question. I mean,
like, did you have like an moment, like the Philadelphia cream cheese? Oh, like, wow, that was amazing. I wish I learned that quicker.
Well, I think when I started out, like the hardest thing was trying to like always come up with the money, right? Like I felt like, okay, I got to come up with a down payment. I got to come up with the renovation costs, all those sort of things. Started to realize that the kind of the aha moment was that like if you have great deals to start with and then start to kind of build out the teams and the system, it's like the money's always that's actually in some ways starts to become the like easier part of the equation, because there's either people that want to like partner with you or there's just ways to raise private money on a short-term basis. So starting to think about things in that way. I could never have thought about that, like thinking about going back to that first deal. It's like I just couldn't even, that just wasn't part of my mindset or what I was thinking about. But now after doing not even that many deals, right? I think we're up to like 7 rentals, right? But it's like it's completely changed that way. So now it's more about trying to find those deals and then just kind of like put them into our system and do those BRRRR projects that add value. So that's changed. That's probably the biggest change.
Not doing it alone. Because I think at first we were trying to do it alone, and like getting a coach, surrounding ourselves with other investors, getting people on the team, like just totally changed everything for us and opened up so many more doors for us. So that was definitely a big thing for us.
Yeah, because all the people are thinking the same way, and well, not all the same way, but like positive. And if you're surrounded by non-investors, you're talking a different language. It's like well, we're Franco-Ontarian, so we know a lot about it. We're French-speaking in Ontario, so people never speak the same language, very rarely. And Christian, so being Christian, you're also thinking a different way. So now we're investors on top of that. So you need to find a Franco-Ontarian Christian real estate investor.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a little crazy.
So he's just saying we're very rare. But
you guys are rare too. You're very special.
There you go. Like, everyone's got their own. Yeah, everyone's got their own niche, right? And kind of their own. Yeah, spot on it. So no, that's good. Yeah.
Yes. But like Alfonso Salami wrote here, find a great investment and the money will come. That's so true.
100%.
Yeah.
Because when you do find a great investment, any good real estate investor will be interested in knowing more about it.
They'll recognize it, and that's where the power of social media and where Tiffany is, what she's teaching and helping people with, will help you amplify your deal and find like private lenders, money partners, joint venture partners. That's how we found some partners. That's actually kind of how I connected with the right club as well, is not social media, but an old-fashioned website. And anyway, long story, but anyway, the power of the internet is crazy. Community.
The right club is one of the first. Well, we're from London, but I did drive up to Burlington to. So I was like, when Tiff was saying, like I did start it on my own, and just kind of like trying to like scratch and claw, and didn't really realize a lot of those clubs or resources or connections were out there. And then I'd heard about that one, and then so I did drive out and like connect in that way. So that was like one of the first kind of aha moments. Was okay, like this is like great to see what's possible when people are doing. Other people are doing this, and not the only one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then now we go to I still have connected with them, and then there's an ONREA group in London that we go to, or did go to as well. Now it's all online, right? But so it's been good. So
that's great.
Excellent. With 4 kids, so this is crazy. We only have 2 kids, and we're like, that's a lot. 4 kids, wow, and young kids too. We have teenagers, so
Yes.
not so bad. We tell them like don't eat too much, and we're doing this.
Yeah.
We can pay them to do stuff. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. It's never too young to get them to start helping out in the real estate investment business and learning about it.
Exactly.
So what are your predictions for 2021? Like, I think that's a lot of people's question. Like, do you think where the market's going to go, or what opportunities is going to be, or things like that? What do you guys think?
2021. Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think that we're going to see a big some people have said that it's going to crash. I don't see really that happening because we haven't seen like in the areas that we're investing in anyway, which is still secondary markets.
Yeah.
It's hot. Like it would have to be a
major crash, like the end of Canada, and completely like it's just.
So I think it will just be like you'll have to find newer and more creative ways, talking to other investors, finding new ways to look for deals. Because I think that it's just going to be a little bit more challenging to find the good deals. But I think that
paying the right price, there's more like in Ottawa bidding more. Well, we heard last night on the Right Club regional event for Ottawa that bidding wars are kind of slowing down. So instead of some places we're getting
finally
85 offers, which was 85 offers on one property. Maybe now it's 20 or 30 offers. So anyway, $250,000 over asking, crazy stuff. So it's cooling down now. People are actually buying under asking price or an asking price.
That naturally happens in the winter.
Yeah, that also helps. And being creative. So networking will become even more important. Doing stuff like this on social media. I have people calling me every day with deals. So this is awesome, guys. Keep posting. You'll have people calling you looking to lend money or looking to offload deals or partner up. Yeah. So it's the best way to grow. So 2021, I think more of that and more acceptance with like using technology. So people are more open to talk about deals without actually meeting you in person. I was using Zoom many years ago when it first started, like 4 or 5 years ago, I think.
I don't know.
So many years anyway. In this world, it's many years ago. But maybe 5 years ago. And now everybody was like Zoom.
Yeah.
Like I've been using Zoom for years. Like Skype. I used Skype in the early 2007 or something when it.
I don't know.
Anyway, I had British clients and they were all about Skype, and in North America we're not using Skype, and way back then I guess Skype was hot. Now it's gone pretty much. So leveraging social media, doing lives like these. What else? Lenders are changing as well. So even Scotia, like we have quite a few mortgages with them. They firmed up a little bit on some of their rules and regulations, but now they've come back, and I think they're going to be hungry to lend money because they have investors too. That's what people sometimes forget. If you buy stocks or you sell stock options, Scotia needs money and needs to show income, so they're going to get more creative with products and things. That's it. And what else did you have, Jennifer?
No, that's it. I think that we kind of got it.
I think that's good. Like but I think like we can relate. I think to a lot of that in London. Like I think when you were talking about we actually looked at a property last night that we offered on today. Didn't get it, but it was. But I find like the ones that are on MLS where they're, even if it's something that needs a lot of work, like people are. I think we're gonna try to do a secondary suite on like a side split play that landed well. But they priced it low. It was listed at like $319. I think it sold for like mid-4s with 60 offers, right? So so we're still seeing a lot of that in London. But I think I totally agree with what you were saying about like finding the deals. Like I think it's more about the like networking, staying connected. I mean, people are getting inundated with the flyers, right? So you can do a flyer campaign, you can do all that kind of stuff, but it's like they might have already got 6 that week or something, right? Like those neighborhoods are so. So I think you're right. I think you need to get a lot more creative and reach out and connect with others to find those deals. So That's how we found the Brantford deal.
Present online, right? Social media.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Right?
key.
It's the way that everything's moving towards. So
Yeah, exactly. It's so important nowadays.
It is. And I think with virtual reality will grow as well. So I'm hoping if like for I'm hoping like for the Right Club and like events and stuff, it'd be really neat to have like Google glasses and you have a virtual meeting, so you actually feel like you're in the room like you used to be able to do. Yeah, can't taste the food. That's a shame. Or no wine, but anyway, you can.
Well, you can have wine at your house.
But now you can. Yeah, I was
Google goggles on.
Yeah, it's even better for that. You can drink during the event now. You don't have to wait till after. So.
And you don't have to drive home after.
No, especially in winter. I remember like Ottawa, the Oreo is the large meetup group in Ottawa, and it went on till like midnight sometimes. I didn't have time for that or energy till midnight. That was just too much. So
yes. Well, thank you so much, guys, for being on with us. It was so nice to chat with you, learn about your deals in London and Sarnia and Brantford, and to learn about Tiffany, your social media coaching. I think that's awesome. That really that you specifically coach for real estate investors.
Not many do it, so it's good. They say like get your niche market, so I think you've got one there.
Yeah.
And you know what they need because you're already a real estate investor.
you see what your husband does and what the challenges are. Sometimes finding the right topics and how do we present it, how do we package it. So
exactly.
That's so cool. So yeah, let's stay in touch and find you more clients because I have some leads. So
awesome. Well, it was so nice meeting you guys.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for having us on.
No
Pleasure.
problem. Have a great night, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you later. Thanks.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Whoops.